Welcome back to Turkey. Today we're gonna explore one of the most beautiful, maybe the most beautiful place in Istanbul.
For 1 month, I stayed in this amazing city along the Bosphorus, connecting Europe and Asia. But there's one place I haven't been to yet, the famous Princess Islands, located just a few miles off the shore of Istanbul. So on one of my last days in Turkey, I decided to hop on a ferry to travel to the biggest of the islands, Buyukada, to explore its beautiful streets, tranquil nature, and iconic buildings.
I am here down at the harbor in Besiktas, and this is where we're gonna take the ferry from to the island, or somewhere from here, because the schedules are a bit confusing online, so we're gonna have to figure that out. But first, let's have some breakfast. The first time when I came to Istanbul last December, I thought, wow, there's like not much vegetarian food here. But this time I did my research and there's actually so much more than I've expected, and I haven't even tried it yet. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna try some gözleme. I haven't really been much in this part of the city, so this here is definitely all quite new for me. It is a Sunday morning, so everything seems still rather quiet. People probably went out last night, so everyone's sleeping in today. Look at this, that's cool. You can buy all of your fresh fish here in this little market. There's like a lot of fresh fish and seafood here in Istanbul. But I'm vegetarian, so the goal is to find some vegetarian breakfast food. And that's what I want to try, gözleme. So guys, my gözleme arrived. Here we have it. You can get it with lots of different fillings. I chose cheese and spinach. That's it. Let's try it. Cheers. Thank you. I just got some chai too. So this is really good. It's very thin dough filled with spinach and cheese. The only problem is I just researched the ferry schedule and I found out that the last ferry stops at 12 p.m. and we have 11:25. That means I have like 5 minutes to eat and then run to the ferry, so we're not gonna miss it and make it to the islands. Cheers.
I actually decided to get my gözleme for takeaway and to run to the ferry in order to not miss the last boat.
One person.
Yes. Thank you. Oh my god, that is like so messy here. I think I got a ticket. Let's head to the ferry. Büyükada? Thank you. Büyükada?
No, sizde kalsın.
It's okay? Yes. Wow, this is so confusing. I hope this is the right boat. And we're already leaving. I really hope this is the right boat I'm on. Oh my god guys, that was so stressful. I ended up changing to inside because it was a little bit cold up there. And now I can actually finish my breakfast. I have everything here. Also a little salad. So, cheers. The boat ride's gonna take between 1.5 hours and 2 hours, I think. And then hopefully we're gonna arrive to the right island.
In the end, We even got a live presentation on how to use a vegetable peeler, and I'm not gonna lie, this was probably the most engaging sales pitch I've ever seen.
Maşallah. Bir bravo diyelim arkadaş.
Welcome to Buyukada, the largest of the 9 Princess Islands. And it's a common mistake to think it's the Princess Islands, like the islands of a princess, but it's not, it's of a prince, the Princess Islands. And that is because back then in the Byzantine Empire, royalty and princes that were not in favor anymore were actually exiled here on these islands. So I think they probably had a pretty good place to be exiled in. And now I'd say we're just gonna explore. So I'd say we're just gonna have a look here into the settlement. This here's the main settlement of the island. It's called Adalar. And the name Büyükada, the name of the island, actually translates to Big Island because it's the biggest of the 9 Princess Islands. Look how pretty that is, the little clock tower up here. Oh wow, look at all of the kitties here in the grass. There are so many. In general, like people here in Turkey take so good care of all of the street kitties. It's really lovely. And back in the day, this island used to be mainly inhabited by fishermen. But then, in 2010, tourism picked up and so many tourists came here. It's especially popular for people from Arabic countries because where they are from, they don't have much green, not many trees. And here it's just very lush. It's very green, it's beautiful around here. One thing this island is known for the most is its architecture. And this is incredible. This street is called Çankaya Caddesi, and it's often called one of the most beautiful streets in the whole world. This is really so pretty here. And one thing that is incredibly nice is that there are no cars, there's no traffic, because with the exception of service vehicles, there are no cars allowed here on the island. So before, the main transportation was horse carriages, but from what I read, there was like a very serious equine disease, and since then all the horse carriages and horses are gone from the island, which is probably more ethical anyways. And now we can just walk around here and it is so beautiful. You can also take some electric bus tours that bring you around the island. Is really beautiful. So everyone who recommended me to come here and visit definitely did not lie. It is incredible and it is such a different feeling than Istanbul. It really feels like, it really doesn't feel like I just came here on a 1.5 hour ferry. It almost feels like I'm in a different country. Though all of the 9 Princess Islands combined actually make up a whole district, and it is Istanbul's least populous district. Here on the island there was also a very famous person living for a while. I'm talking about Leon Trotsky, the Soviet politician who fought at the side of Lenin back then. When he was exiled from the Soviet Union, he came here in 1929 and stayed here on the island for 4 years, and he had a villa here. It should be right somewhere down there. So we're gonna see if we can have a glimpse, and I think we can. That here, behind the fence, behind the bushes, that's his villa. That is where Trotsky lived when he was in exile, here on this island for 4 years. It's all fenced up, but I wish we could get closer. So Trotsky had a waterfront villa here on Buyukada Island in exile. That was probably a prime location, and I don't think exile is too bad if you live here on this really beautiful island in that villa right at the water. Now I'm a bit out of breath because I'm climbing the hill. This is where I started, and we're gonna go up all the way up to the mountain, because there is another abandoned building that I would like to see. It is the tallest wooden structure in all of Europe and the second tallest wooden structure in the world. It used to be a Greek orphanage. Nowadays it is abandoned, but we're gonna have a look. So we're gonna have to climb up all these stairs. I wish I was as fit as these little kitty cats. For them, this is not a problem. But they're also going downhill. Hi, baby. I think I found a little shortcut here through the woods. This nature is really so beautiful. It is really, really nice, especially after spending a whole month in Istanbul, which is such a huge city. It just feels so good right now to get out into nature and like be here, hear the birds, hear the breeze of the wind, be underneath the trees. This really is magical, absolutely magical. So depending on how long you already follow my journey, you might know that I just finished some really intense months of traveling through Central Asia without speaking the language, without being able to communicate, with day-long travel days because it is just so remote. That's why I spent this whole past month in the city of Istanbul, which is just incredibly beautiful. This is my last week now. In 4 days, I'm gonna head out to the next country. And of course, you're very welcome to join me on my adventures there. Look at this view. This is incredible. Do you see all the big ships out there, the container ships, waiting to get into the port in Istanbul? But we still have to climb for a bit. But it's a beautiful climb, so I'm definitely not complaining. This is gorgeous. Over there, between the trees, you can see another one of the islands, of the Princess Islands. I really wish you could smell this right here. You really smell the pine trees, the nature. The air is so fresh out here, so crisp compared to Istanbul where there's so much traffic. Like, I really understand why people travel out here to the islands, especially in summer, when Istanbul city gets like boiling hot. You can just come out here, you have the water right down there, the beautiful blue water. There are also some beaches around from what I've read. Right now it's a bit too cold to swim, but this place is amazing. I wish I would have come here much earlier. I probably would have come every weekend then. Guys, I can already see it. Here between the trees, can you see it? That's the orphanage. We're almost there. We're here, guys. The largest wooden building in Europe. Now it's all abandoned. This building wasn't meant to be an orphanage in the beginning. It was actually built for a French company, and it was meant to be a casino, though the Sultan back at the time said no, like this cannot be a casino. And honestly, that's also not very surprising to me. But yeah, it never became a casino. Instead, it became the Greek orphanage. And it was also briefly used as a military base or for military purposes before it was given back to the patriarchate, to the church. And I think it is still in the possession of the church, though nobody seems to do anything about it. It's just sitting there for decades and decaying. I did hear though that there are plans to renovate it, but I guess unless it's one of Erdogan's corruption projects like Ankara Park, nothing's gonna happen. I'm back down here in the settlement Adalar, and it is just so much more busy down here again. This does feel more like Istanbul with all the people around. But this is beautiful down here at the water. Let's go have a look at the skyline. So over there we can see the mainland, we can see Istanbul, and we can also just see the sheer size of the city. All of this is Istanbul. 20 million people, I think. It is huge. It is time for me now to head back to the ferry and head back to Istanbul, and then I'm gonna see you there. Guys, we're back in Istanbul. That was a really exhausting day. I walked a lot. I fell asleep on the boat right now. So I'd say we're gonna try to find the funicular, the tunnel, to get up the hill to Taksim. It is another mode of public transportation here that I've never tried before, but I would really like to try. Funicular. That's where we go. And it is actually quite cold right now, that's why I'm very happy that I have a second jacket with me. It's the end of September, it's like the last September days. I'm not exactly sure about the date, I'm very bad with that usually. But yeah, it's definitely autumn. I think we have to go down here. Wow, this is pretty nice. This way you save a lot of stairs. And that is the wheel that pulls up the funicular. I hope none of these like steel ropes are gonna break, because that would be devastating. So now let's head out. And we're back at Taksim Square. I'm pretty exhausted, so I'm gonna head home now and just relax, have some dinner. I really appreciate it if you watch this video until the end. Thank you so much for your support. Hope you're gonna join me again next Thursday when I'm gonna be in a new country, because these are my last days in Turkey for now and I wanna enjoy them to the fullest. And next Thursday, I'm gonna see you in another country.